Shalom. Shalom, Yisrael. First and foremost, I want to start by giving all praises, honors, and glories to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching 100% truth. Wa Barakatham to the 144,000, as well as the rest of your land. Thank you. May peace and blessings be unto your households. Now it's your brother Gadal from the Great Millstone Dallas branch. And in this quick lesson, we're just going to get into, putting yourself last. Right? Putting yourself last, man. It's one of the important things you got to do in this truth. Putting yourself honestly last and not putting yourself first. When I say putting yourself last, meaning putting your wants, your desires, putting that last. Right? And putting ultimately others first. Ultimately going to be a servant. Ultimately being a servant. Having that agape love, aka brotherly love, because when it comes to serving the brothers, you have to put yourself last, man. How, like, there's times when a brother might need you for something, but you're not gonna always feel like doing it, you might have the only day off you get for work, and a brother might call you for something because they actually need the help, or for whatever it may be, and you just the brother they managed to call, or you're the brother that they really need to do it, and it will really help them out or not. That's right there. The more examples of putting yourself last, man. Because you putting your wants, your desires, and you putting ultimately the Lord first, ultimately, right? Being, just putting yourself last ultimately, man, right? Because when you do that, man, the Lord, he will exalt you, That's the more characteristics of someone that's humble, man. They're putting themselves last, and they're putting others first. One of the characteristics, meaning, I'm gonna go ahead and get this Luke chapter 14, verse 10. It says, "But when thou art bidden, go and sit down in the lowest room, that when he that bade thee cometh, he may say unto thee, Friend, go up higher. Then shalt thou have worship in the presence of them that sit and meet with thee," right? Because the Lord, ultimately, he's going to exalt us in due time, man, right? He's going to put us in a higher seat. But right now, we need to be putting the Lord first, and ultimately to the best of your ability. We ain't gonna be perfect 100% of the time. Jack, I always throw that in there, but that doesn't mean that you can't try, right? Putting the Lord's man first, because when you put the Lord's man first, as well, ultimately just putting this ministry first, then you putting the Lord first, man. You putting yourself last, man, because you have to think about it, man. We're pretty much commanded to present our bodies as a living sacrifice. All right, that's not when you present up as something as a sacrifice, or if you're sacrificing anything, it doesn't really feel good, man. So it's not like you're gonna. Of course, we're happy doing it, but we're in the flesh, man. The flesh is what doesn't like to do it. Flesh likes to do other shit, right? For example, other things like fasting, man. That's something really good. You're afflicting the flesh to build up the spirit. But guess what? The flesh don't like that shit. The flesh is like, man, I'm hungry, I'm thirsty, right? Or things of that matter. But not to steer too far off the topic. Yeah, man, you gotta put yourself last. I'm gonna go ahead and get this Romans 12 real quick. This Romans, and the title of it, chapter 12, it says dedicated service. It says, "I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of the Most High, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto the Most High, which is your reasonable service." So we're supposed to be presenting our bodies as a living sacrifice. In other words, putting yourself last. Because we present ourselves as a sacrifice unto Yahweh Bashem Shah. And we know what scriptures say about that. If thou comes to follow me, he must first deny himself. Right? So you got to deny your wants, your pleasures to a degree. It's not like 100% of the time. There's gonna be times where you're gonna have time to do what you want, but majority of the time you're not really gonna get to do what you want. A lot of times you have to sacrifice, which is, I remember I wanted to say in one of my lessons how this truth requires you to sacrifice. But yeah, man, you put yourself last, man, you really can't never go wrong, right? Like we just got done reading in that Luke 14:10. Take the lowest seat, man. Because when you take the lowest seat, then you're going to be exalted, right? I'm going to read Luke chapter 14 and verse 11. It says, "For whosoever exalteth himself shall be abased, brought low. And he that humbled himself shall be exalted," right? So if you're being humble, lowly, putting yourself last, man. So like something came up. But yeah, just not thinking that you're just that guy, pretty much that guy. Everybody needs to serve me or whatnot, instead of following in the footsteps of Yahushua, which is to what? Minister. Because Yahushua, he ministered unto the disciples, aka he was serving the disciples. Right? Hell, it got to the point to where he washed their feet to show that, I'm here to serve. Yahushua even said himself, I'm not here to be ministered onto, but to minister. Right? So if we're following them footsteps, then yeah, like you got to put yourself last. Right? You think Yahushua wants to get on down on one knee, wash some, rough feet? Oh, but nah, bro, you don't want to do that. But it was symbolic to show that he's here to serve. Right? So if we're coming in that same step, guess what? We're here to serve one another, right? Treating each other pretty much as Yahushua, right? Because if you don't love your brother, you can't love Yahushua. It says that in 1 John, I think 4:20, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's in 4:20. But yeah, you can't love Yahushua if you don't love your brother, right? Because how you treat the brothers down here, which have the spirit of Yahushua, is how you would treat the Lord ultimately. So if you don't like the way brothers do something, or you're just not willing to forgive a brother for whatever reason, then you're more likely not gonna be able. You're gonna treat the Lord the same way, pretty much, right? So yeah, man, just put yourself last, man. Take the low seat, right? You ain't got to be in the high seat all the time, right? That time will come. Right, more so in the kingdom. But as of right now, man, we are here to suffer, take the low end, turn the right cheek majority of the time, and to serve one another and be there for one another. Even when you don't feel like it, right? Because man, there's a lot of things you don't feel like doing, but you do it, right? You got to carry that same sentiment with brothers, man. Right? You might not feel like going outside that day. You actually wanted to stay in. But a brother needs you, man. He calls you, he needs you. Hell, you might want to be left alone for a little bit. You just wanted to chill. You try to get you a nap in, but a brother calls you. It's like, it's all the Lord take note of all of that, man. Right? And even, even though you're doing, you don't want to have like, a bad mindset behind it. Like, man, why or at least if it does come, rebuke it, because it's going to come regardless, to be honest. We don't control our thoughts. It comes regardless. Rebuke it. It just is what it is, man. I think it's about it's probably about it. That's all I wanted. But yeah, man, ultimately, man, just put yourself last and put the brothers first, man. You putting yourself last and putting the brothers first, ultimately you putting your house shot first. AKA put this ministry first, ultimately, man. Right? Because if you're putting yourself first, guess what? You more than likely wouldn't be in the ministry. Like a lot of these other fallouts, they're not part of the ministry because they chose to do what they wanted instead of what the Lord wanted. Right? Got tired of suffering. Got tired of waiting. I wanted this now. I got a good job opportunity. It's gonna pay me this much more money, but I can't be in the ministry to do it. Right? oh man, this woman, she said she'll leave me if I don't like give her more time. So I gotta cut the time off on ministry even more and more, to the point to where you're just not in it no more. Put yourself last, man. Forget about the cares of this world, man. It's easier said than done. Don't get me wrong, man. Because, they got things they like here. Hobbies they like to do. It's like, but you got to put your wants and desires last and put the Lord's first. Like I said, to the best of your ability, man. We're not going to be perfect doing it. But we could do the best we can. But anyways, Lord willing, I was edified. I'm ended off by saying Kal Halal, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rekakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And until next time I say, Shalom, Yeshua.